Hello and welcome to the channel. My name's Michael and I am the author of this book right here, The Lost Company, which is a military heroic fantasy novel. And the reason I'm jumping on today is I want to talk about my first month as an author. So The Lost Company has been out for just over a month now, but I want to talk about that kind of first month. So from launch, when the book came out, April 11th, up until May 11th. So inside my first month, just to kind of recap, the pre-sale had gone incredibly well. I talked more about that in my launch video, so if you want to see all the details about how I done it and how I felt about it, go and watch that. But long story short, I done just shy of 100 pre-sales. By the kind of end of the first day, I'd made 100 sales. So I was absolutely over the moon with that. It was like kind of my secret target in my head, as it would be amazing if I could do that. And I did, and I was just blown away by the support that I was shown. But going into the first month, I had this kind of secret worry that I'd kind of pushed the book to everyone who I could push it to. Now I knew I was going to generate sales in some way. You know, someone would stumble across it on Amazon, someone would see it on a Goodreads review or something like that, and I would get sales here and there. I knew that would happen. I knew it had happened for other authors. So without doing any kind of serious marketing, any paid advertisement, all these things, that the book would maybe pick up a couple more sales. But in my mind, I was like, every person I know, like, so, you know, a couple of friends and family, they'd all pick the book up, obviously, to support me. The people within my network and circle on social media, like the fellow authors I speak to, the fans that I like kind of engage with, who are either into writing or into the same sort of books that I was in, and I was in these groups, they probably already pre-ordered it. So in the back of my mind, I'd sort of told myself that you've done amazing here, but don't beat yourself up if you're not making a ton of sales after the pre-release, the pre-sale. And so the first couple of days went by and I didn't make any additional sales and stuff. But what did happen is I just started to see them trickling up. Now, I don't know where all these sales were coming from, but I would get one here, another there. And all of a sudden I had 5 or 6 sales within the first few days of the book coming out, which I was, again, really shocked by and really pleased with. And I started to think, maybe if by the end of the month, of that first month of being out, I can get 10-15 sales, then I would be over the moon, because I'm not thinking about like just right now, right? I'm not thinking about I want to make X amount of sales, 200 sales, 300 sales within the next few months. I'm kind of thinking the long term, and I'm thinking if 10 people read it this month and they do that every month, that's going to be 120 new people who've read it. By the time the next book comes out, there'll be 120 people who've read it and potentially enjoyed it, who'll pick up the next one, and it'll just kind of snowball. That was my kind of hope, my aspiration for the series. And so any sort of sales that I was getting, I was incredibly pleased with. But then things started to happen, and I'll jump to the end and then I'll come back, because sometimes that's good storytelling. But by the end of my first month, I'd made over 30 sales. So I doubled the kind of target that I'd had in my head of 15, which I was just blown away by. I'm seeing guys who don't make 100, haven't sold 120 books in a year, and I've done it inside my first month. I was just so kind of shocked and pleased by that. The pre-sale was one thing, it was a fantastic kind of achievement for me, personal achievement, but I really pushed it, I really worked hard at it. I had posters, I had a trailer, I was circulating it, I was consistent. I was getting friends to push it, I was getting people in the network to push it, and I'd done the arcs and all these things. But to do it, to have that success continue and roll into the first month, and without doing any paid stuff and all that, was just fantastic. And as I say, I mean, it's really easy to get into that routine of comparing yourself and seeing other guys who are maybe been doing it a little bit longer than you. Maybe they're releasing their 3rd book or the 4th book. They've built a bit of trust with their audience, and they're kind of getting 500 sales or 1,000 sales or whatever, the fact that like I'm not comparing myself to them anymore, I'm looking at it as if to say, you know, you've sold a book a day. Now there's a couple of ways I've done this. I did just continue to kind of post about the book online. I'd also reached out to some influencers and offered them a free book. This was before the book come out, but by the time the book had already been out, by the time they'd finished it. But as their reviews are coming in and they're talking about it, and maybe some of these have got 100 subscribers, maybe some of them have got more, lots of followers on Twitter, and just these sales here and there where you just wonder, is that where they're coming from? And like the others, it absolutely is. There was another thing that I'd done during this time, which was being part of, as I say, these different networks, different fan clubs, and I would not push my book in there because I wasn't looking to do any sort of promotion or anything like that. But it kind of come up in one of these groups, in a couple of these groups, that I just published a book. And one in particular, a David Gemmell fan page that I was part of, I'd mentioned that I dedicated my latest book to him, and quite a few people jumped on it. I seen probably my biggest sale day on that day where like 4 or 5 people bought the book, which was amazing. Like to be part of this group who I've been speaking with, fellow fans of David Gemmell for such a long time. I've been part of it for a very long time. And for them to show that support that way was huge for me. So that was a big chunk, and I think a bit of advice that I've seen from other authors, where it's like you need to be engaging directly with your audience, with your target audience. Don't pitch your book to everyone. Find your audience, find where they congregate, and pitch your book there, and you'll get much more success. So being able to do that was a huge help. And I did see a jump in sales on that day, so that felt brilliant. People who kind of share my interests were also supporting me, so that was fantastic. So that was the sales. The sales was just a huge win for me, and just felt amazing. But then there was another element to it. It didn't just stop there, because I'd signed up for the Kindle like exclusive deal that they do, where your book goes onto Kindle Unlimited. It's like a paid service similar to like Spotify for people who aren't aware of it, where you kind of just pay a subscription and then you can download as many books as you want that are signed up to Kindle Unlimited. That's how I understand it, or maybe not as many as you like, but maybe you get credits. I don't know, I'm not signed up to it, but people were downloading the book that way as well. And again, within the first 30 days of the book being out, I passed 5,000 pages read, which is a huge amount. Like when you put that into perspective, my book's about 350 pages long. So when you kind of do the math, that's nearly 15 books that people have downloaded of mine as well, on top of those 30 sales. So again, another 15 people have read the book that way via downloading it, which it just makes me feel absolutely fantastic that there's so many people downloading the book in the first month. And none of these reads would have been from the pre-sale stuff. It's all from, since the book dropped, people are downloading it and reading it. And I'm still seeing those numbers carry on and carry on. It's so strange. There'll be a day where there'll be 10 pages read, and then the next day there'll be 400 pages read. And when I was first getting used to it, I was like, has someone read like the whole book in a day and then started again or something? But it's obviously several people reading it, or lots of people reading it in the day. So a bit of a dull moment from me, but when you do the math, again, it felt so amazing seeing the book doing so well in that regard as well. And then the last thing that I want to just touch on and just show how thankful I am of everything is the reviews. So I had a target of 10 reviews before the book come out. This was through my art campaign, which went really well. It was incredibly successful. The book now has, across all the platforms that I would kind of say are credible. I mean, there are other credible platforms, but the ones that I used, that I take seriously, are Goodreads. I've got 15 ratings on there, 14 written reviews, all really positive, about 4.5%, 4.5 stars on Goodreads. Just blown away. Everyone who's taken the time to kind of use Goodreads, leave a review on there, or even just a rating, it means the world to me, so thank you so much. Again, on Amazon, not as many written reviews, about 4 or 5, but 12 ratings, and lots of them really high, about 4.8 on Amazon. And then the NetGalley reviews, so these are from when I done the ARC reviews before the book come out. Done the ARC campaign, and again, really positive reviews on there. They're still coming in now, even like 2-3 months after I originally put the book up there for download for free. I'm still getting people who have obviously downloaded it and not got round to it yet, and they've just finished reading it now, but they're leaving reviews, and they've been incredibly positive as well. So overall, you're looking at like 30 reviews, which is an incredible return considering 130 something sales, for that to kind of turn into almost 30 reviews, is just fantastic. Honestly, it helps the book so well, and it's why I'm always kind of, whenever I get the opportunity, I just remind people, please, if you enjoyed it, just leave a review, because it just makes such a difference. Books live and die on kind of word of mouth. There's very little of it is, through any marketing that the author can do. Of course, like paid ads and stuff help, but word of mouth is just a huge way. You'll know yourself as a reader. If someone says, "Oh, I've just finished this, it was brilliant," if it's the same genre that you're normally into, then you'll probably go and check it out yourself. I realise I'm rambling a little bit, but I really just wanted to jump on and just share how that first month's been, because it's blew me away, the kind of reception the books continue to have. People are still picking it up now and putting it on their to be read lists, and coming back with really positive things to say. And so, yeah, I'm just really pleased. In terms of where we go next, I'm not going to jump on every month and do an update on how things are going, unless something significantly changes. However, there are some stuff coming down the track that I'm looking to do. I want to do a book sale. I want to really lower the price of the ebook, and so I'd be keen to talk about how that went and show people how they can do that. It won't be part of the indie publishing series, because I felt that is very much just from like starting that process to getting the book out there, but it'll be part of like a new group of videos around that, like kind of post publishing how-to guides. So we'll do something on a book sale, and we'll talk about the results. We'll do something on Amazon and Facebook ads, because I'll be looking to do them in the near future as well. And so, yeah, we can continue to do more. But look out for a video in the next few days on what to expect from this channel going forward, as there might be something that really interests you, that will push you to go and subscribe, because I'm looking to do a couple of little different things in between the publishing side. The page will primarily remain a writing and publishing page, but I'll do little bits in between. So that's about it from me. Thank you for sticking with me to the end, and listening to my just pure pleasure ramblings of how well the books go being out there. So yeah, thank you for hanging about, and I really am just rambling now, so I'll let you go. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you.